Hello and welcome to Supports Heaven Dota Objective Tier List, where I rate each objective you can get on the map. I'm very excited to be doing that, and I want to invite each of you to let me know if you agree with each tier. I will start with the things you can get early game. Bounty runes, B tier. I think a lot of the time they are overrated in lower MMRs. It gives you gold of about one last hit for each player in the team, but compared to a last hit, it also doesn't give you experience like they do. I think what makes them B tier and not higher is mainly the place where it is. It's quite hard to go for it early as it's really inconvenient, and for the most part, there won't be more than one waiting for you. Lotus. I'll put that on the top of the B tier as I feel like it's quite hard to justify putting it in the A tier. Lotus is a strange thing as there are two main points where it's actually very strong. 3-minute Lotus where it actually has a lot of value as heroes want that little bit of extra regen, and then it's when you can get 6 of them combined. During both times I would even consider it high A tier, but as you can see, for the most part it's just a cool thing to have, nothing game changing. Still, don't forget about 3-minute 1 as this can make or break your lane. Water runes, C tier. It only spawns twice, and I feel like there's pretty much no scenario where you can go for the 2-minute one as support, and at 4 minutes, even if you take it, most of the time enemies can just go for either bounty rune. It's still quite impactful sometimes, as you can force enemy to go to the base, but again, it would require a bottle hero on mid that is struggling with regen, and then taking bounty runes to make sure he doesn't refill the bottle. It can be good, yes, but a lot of the time it's just not worth contesting. If there was only one water rune spawning, then it could be different. Power runes, A tier. In my original plan I had it in S tier, but after reconsidering the tiers I had to put it lower. This is probably the single most objective that is most underrated by supports. First few runes are game breaking. If you got 2 mid heroes with a bottle, or generally ones that use runes well, they are S tier. A good rune at 6, 8 or 10 minutes can completely change the outcome of the game. I will say that again, if you're a support and there's 2 bottle heroes on the mid lane, your default place around 6 minutes is to be at the runes, not on your lane. After that, runes are still really important. Controlling them generally gets your mid laner a power spike, so you can keep snowballing the game. Really important objective, don't forget about it. XP Shrines, S tier. First one is game breaking. If you can get both on your team, you will find level 6 on both supports possibly like 3-4 minutes before enemies, and that will change the entire game. It changes the way you play the map. If you have your levels, you can start making plays early on. After the first one, due to the fact that it scales so well, Wisdom Shrines do not fall off, and getting at least one should be your priority. Watchers, C tier. They are cool to have, but it's quite easy to disable them again, and also the fact that you can't take them anymore before the first minute is also making them way worse. I think what could be useful is when your watcher is taken, it takes like 3 seconds to retake them, or there is a period of let's say 90 seconds where you cannot take it back after enemies did. As of now, I think C tier is fine. Outpost, C tier as well. I feel like while the objective itself is quite important when it comes to map control, it's quite hard to get it. You need to destroy tier 2 first, then it takes a lot of time to retake it. I still would like to say you need to take it if you control enemy triangle, it's just the fact we have to fill that tier as well. Remember to always take it in the late game if you intend to siege high ground and use buybacks if you die. That way, you don't need to worry about having a place for a TP. Tier 1 towers, A tier. I thought about putting them in the S tier, but it feels like it would be mostly safe lane and maybe mid lane tower, while the offlane tower is like B tier. Getting them early is really important as it's probably the most impactful map control tool you can have. Destroying enemy safe lane tower is usually the difference between your offlaner, or carry if he wants to rotate, farming up the whole area including Asians, or the enemy carry having access to that. The best position 1 heroes are really efficient at farming there now, as after the changes to the area near tower, there's now an ancient camp, and because of that, you would rather farm there instead of triangle. If you can get the tower early and you have a hero that can be efficient, this is easily S tier. To not overcrowd that tier though, I decided to put tier 1 towers in the A tier. Tier 2 towers, S tier. They are really important as then you can basically control the whole area near enemy base. Not only that, but it also allows you to take outposts, ward aggressively, and generally control the tempo of the game. If there's no tier 2 towers, you can snipe enemy waves even near their base. Towers do have a glyph active that allows them to kill full waves, so getting them is harder, but then more rewarding than tier 1s. Tier 3 towers, B tier. Generally speaking, if you manage to get the tower, you only open up a chance to get enemy barracks, and the towers themselves do not offer map control as much. They are in the enemy base, so a hero will be always able to TP back and defend. It is also hard to kill as it's on the high ground, making sieging it a bit harder than tier 2s. In the end, tier 3 towers are important, but in terms of map control, way less than the others. Tormentor, S tier. Look, I'm support, I'm getting the shard. I know you cores would like this to be lower, but that's not the case. Shard is worth 1400 gold. You're giving that for your teammate and you're taking it away from enemies. This is a similar amount of gold for your team as if you would steal 5 bounty runes off enemies. It also has a gold bounty, effectively being a 3k gold swing if you manage to get it. Stop forgetting about it. In high MMR games, Tormentor is basically always done between 20 and 22 minutes. Just like in Rune's case, I believe this one is the most underrated among the cores. Roshan, S tier as well. Getting Aegis is basically doubling up the net worth of your core. It allows you to bait out spells, siege high grounds, play like a madman on the map. And as there is only one, you also deny that from enemies. And we're talking about the first one. After that, you also get more items out of Roshan. Absolutely S tier, probably the most important objective of the game outside destroying enemy base. Barracks, A tier. Getting super creeps isn't as important as it used to be many years ago, but this is still a great map control tool. Getting barracks on one side means you'll never have to worry about that lane getting pushed in by itself, so you can focus your attention on other parts of the map. Also, keep in mind that sometimes you can skip getting barracks and go straight for the throne. You can end the game without getting barracks, nobody is checking that. Throne. This is the most important objective in the game. Every small step, every objective on this list does not matter. In the end, what matters is the throne. I do consider tier 4 towers to be part of that, and that's why I didn't put them in the tier list. Your most important goal is to always destroy that one. That's why it's S tier, but to be honest, it's more like S plus tier. That's the list. Let me know in the comments what would you change, as I think a lot of the objectives could be moved up or down depending on the game or patch. Subscribe to the channel to learn more about Dota, and as always, see you!